The old man vowed to follow me. Of course, I'm trying to get confused. After listening to the song, it seems as if the soul has not been restored. There was immediate surprise and confusion. On a hard face, the system shows up a notification of acceptance. Owner's operating value increased by 400. The value of heaven increased by 2,000. Then school CA from above hand. Give me a stone, with details that look like precious wood, surrounded, and a shining jewel in the middle. You make a decision. This white stone is a gift to meet you. Follow me. Full of panic. Look at the white marble in front of you, but speak up to nourish the soul of the jade. CA school pretends, looks like a noble man. Let's talk about a world-breaking organization. I can let you stay here. In the front, with a little bit of weakness left over. Try to stand up. With one hand, holding her chest, uttered the 3 letters Miss CA. I was so angry that I couldn't help myself. He squeezed the stone with the words and shouted, I have to kill you. From within the rock, there began to appear a bright yellow light. 2 countless powerful lights. The light never ceases to shine. Went to every corner of the room. The curly lines that look like spells come up. And then they're moving farther and farther away. In front of incredible scenes with incredible power. In front of the school, CA just calmed down. I told my ancestors to come to the Ngok soul. Take a break first. Just give it to me here. She quickly closed her eyes. A red airflow that envelops the entire body. She gave a reminder. The secret key in the bare hand, manipulating the structure of this mystery. Great power, don't be subjective. Then the muscle moves inside the jewel. And leave an endless sigh. In front of you now is the ceiling. There's not a bit of sanity left. I hold the stone in my hand. The floor began to crack and crack with yellow light. Top. It's a person with a big, glowing body. It looks like the whole body. It's all covered in pure gold. The body carries a massive suit of armor, along with a majestic hat. Aphrodite hands out an arm. It's immediately surrounded by energy rays, like a blazing fire burning. I don't hesitate to come forward, with the giant above, then shout out in anger, Go die for me. The owl starts emitting a murky purple air, extremely dense from the body. The ground also began to shake. And then there's this endless stream of air, moving at breakneck speed. It looks very powerful. Then a dark gas appeared behind the back of the CA school. His hair softly soared with red eyes. It looks very scary. He immediately confirmed with confidence. The writing agency here can't deal with me. Dense purple energy source. Spill out the big back door. Get out outside. Inside the fist of the yellow giant. He was now completely captured by a black hand. In front of you is another giant, with a dark skin over the body, and her purple hair fluttered like a flame. To see this incredible sight in front of me, the ceiling creep could not help but panic. This is suddenly. The spear at the back is covered with Leo rope. Start to shake. The ceiling turns around, looking in utter shock. Then out loud, What the hell are you? I can't believe it resonates with something. This evil weapon. CA school tried to show arrogant eyes. We treat everything like trash. He asked the dying man what he needed to know so much about. Next to the dark giant. Use your hands to squeeze. Take the fist of the yellow giant. Then use the push-out. IP bear. Immediately pay attention to what's happening above. He held the stone in his hand and reached out to the front. At the same time, shout not to. After activating more power, the yellow giant opened his mouth. Then focused the power, forming a brilliant ball of energy in the blink of an eye. Can't do anything yet. A dark giant across the street. It was fast. Squeezed in the face of the yellow giant. Because of the very large obstacle that's in front of us. Energy balls can't shoot out. That, on the contrary, automatically unleashes power in place. Pieces of stone in the bare hands. It quickly breaks into small pieces. Fall down. It's a massive explosion of incredible force. Happening right in front of you, accompanied by smoke haze LAN out everywhere. You can see the glare from the outside, radiating from the great gate. After the terrible explosion, Chen immediately fell, rolled to the floor, with a whole body full of wounds. The body of the golden giant. He also suffered major injuries after the explosion. Make the first part completely disappear, and the body gradually dissolves. CA School casually came forward to say, "I've been flying for so long. I have to call you today too." The blood on his head kept bleeding. I lay my hands on the ground. With a little body of desperate strength, uttered no. It's impossible. Why does the oppression of the secret work for him? A soulless gaze 01. A little hope appeared on Kier's suffering face. From the naked eye, the reflection of the big hand appears. It's coming, he kept muttering in helplessness. Why did I die here? CA School in front stand watching, with a face with no pity at all. But continue to take the giant's hand. The dark is coming. Coming from behind a sharp sword. The same familiar voice. The school will stop your hand. Glass aphids appear. Hold the sword, with pure blue power in your hand. Prepare to strike straight down. Immediately, she stabbed the dark giant in the back. It's a source of intense pink energy, rising from its body. Every guillotine of Liu Lai, it doesn't leave any impact. It's only the dark pink energy. They don't stop appearing. You can't believe your eyes. I said with some astonishment something. CA School looked back with a smile full of meaning. Talk about it in time. At that time, the naked eucalyptus is nestled in the hands of the dark giant, full of difficulty calling the name. The glass below also panicked. Ceiling CACA. Seeing the touching reunion in front of me. The school asked him why he wanted to save him. You are determined to speak up. CACA raw release agreement. Say whatever you want. CA School with a smile, filled with excitement on her lips, then ask for anything. Save the glass biting her teeth in helplessness, she quickly replied. As long as you release the CA, everything is easy for me to say. As long as the conditions are not excessive. Finished listening, he put his index finger forward with a warning. Now, you are not in a position to mention conditions to me. Then the dark giant. The upper clenched the naked caterpillar's body. Cause me to go through the most excruciating pain. Save the glass cannot help but cry out to the ceiling, CACA. It uses what little strength it has left. He told his wife not to agree with him. Even if I die, I will not pray to him. CA School with a very unpleasant feeling in the heart. Immediately glance over and ask, let me let you talk. The dark giant. After receiving the instruction, he used even more force on the body. It makes you melt and spit blood. I can't wait to see my CA. In front of you in a hurry. What conditions do you need to release the CACA ceiling? If only we could do it now. In the front, CA School casually gave a very simple answer. Let the ocean rise and accept to be my slave. I heard a request that was hard to accept. It makes the world very nervous. I cry out loud, to stop the live from agreeing with him. The school stopped him from talking. By letting the dark giants use the clenching force to destroy the ceiling, even cause the blood to spray more and more. I can't seem to accept my CA. He was about to die and hurriedly accepted. Stop, I agree with you. It's hard for me to save my glass. She looked directly at the CA School, then I thought in my heart. You want to control me. That's a great evil. It's like being afraid that you've got the wrong water. We only have one magic. They can kill everything. Aimed at the magic of the original god. Dealing with slavery is as easy as turning your hand. As long as he takes a poison vow. The old school said. And I said yes. She is the little princess of IP family in the world. And agreed to be enslaved by a small character. This ceiling. The glass gritted its teeth with annoyance in reply. You don't need to worry about this. I agree with you to wake up. You must also make an oath. Will not hurt trans CA anymore. Let's not kill him. Otherwise, the oath will be broken by the devil. Forever falling into the magic spit by the world. CA school in front of us excitedly raises questions. This is the vow you made. Put your hands up and speak. Then, according to what you say. CA school with a face full of implications began to read the oath. If we VI fam theme ma have to mind the eternal rule of magic. I can't help but wonder at this speed. I wonder how easy it is to agree. She immediately opened her eyes in shock. When looking ahead, my whole body is still in fear. With terrifying eyes filled with murder. CA standing in front of you, excited to ask. I have done your request. Should we trade off our conditions now? CA chastisement begins psychological spanking with IP. The glass asked. Now if you regret it, it's time. The ceiling is in the back, without any vague power to call her name. Save glasses, see pictures, CACA. I have all kinds of suffering ahead of me. To save the glass from tears. She closed her eyes with determination to scream. If you want to act quickly, stop talking nonsense. With an unpredictable, sinister face, the CA school spoke up. If so, let's start. He happily pointed his finger straight at his forehead. In front of you, there's a power source. A mount of purple patchy skin. It's a small scratch on her forehead. A jar filled with an ambitious smile. Spraying out the fanciful red energy. In which the steady shadow of Yi Chen appeared. I can't help but call his name Trans CACA. And then there's the image of the ceiling creeping back and smiling. And then fade away. She reached out her hand in despair. Call again. Trans CACA. And then the silhouette of the gentle eucalyptus disappeared. Instead of the old school CA, with a sinister and malicious smile on his lips. All the pictures just now. It all goes deep into your subconscious. Her eyes gradually turned purple. Under the influence of the last intrusion. Then the traces quickly disappeared. The glass also immediately woke up. After a long time. She asked loudly what you did. The two eyes closed and answered. Of course, it's what we should do. Save the glass with a bit of hesitation to hurry to try to punish CA. You should let go of CACA raw now. He looked straight into her eyes and asked. What should you call me? In vaguely saved glasses immediately call up to. Master's voice. In amazement to bewilderment. She closed her mouth and wondered. Why did I even think about calling him? Is because the slave just now SAO. The school immediately spoke up. No, that's a low level. You just walked away. We've just explained what we use as a gridlock. This kind of magic is extremely secretive. It's not that great. Fake strength spy, wake high. It will not be discovered. The school continues to explain, but under the influence of this magic. Gradually forget what happened. That's why I put my hand over my mouth. With a face like a flying soul. He reached out his hands and looked very satisfied. Not long after, you'll turn yourself into a ghost. Absolutely loyal to me. I finished hearing the unacceptable words. IP Bear filled with anger, shouted CA school. You are disgraceful. This makes the CA school very uncomfortable. He looked back contemptuously and said, "A dead man talking nonsense. The dead man cries out to you. You swore an oath to be brave." The dark giant again. Use the squeeze force on the body to kill the ceiling even more. I'm screaming in pain. It's like falling into a bottomless pit of suffering. The school said, "The devil will forever fall into the devil. Talk to me. The ghost is the nourishment offered to the door." You turn your head back, with a smelly smile and sharp eyes, to make others look at the nape of their hair. Claiming that we are the way we go is the way we go. Naked eucalyptus sweating relentlessly. There was great terror on his face. He held his hand forward in despair for help. Save my glass. System pops up. Air transportation notice of Kai Kai. Otherwise, the trigger code is activated. Immediately naked eucalyptus body. Under the great influence of Kier's great hand. Make the ribs and pelvis. Broken into small pieces. It's accompanied by a purple airflow that radiates outside. In a vague glass again called his name Trans-CACA. I have no power to say to myself in my heart. And there's no pain at all. I suffer to think. I don't even hate the school. IP was immediately released. Falling hard to the cold ground. At the bottom of the system, a notification appears. Complete killing air transport Kai Bear. The system is in the process of calculation. Another line came up. Congratulations to the owner of the celestial treasure chest. Air value worth 200 points. The value of heaven increased by 1,000 points. This is a picture of a blood vessel. CA2 eyes stand watch. After receiving the inquiry, the system again displays a notification. Use storm settlement card. Open up the celestial treasure chest. And then the words reward come up. Successful violent card settlement. Congratulations. The owner won 5 times more violent accounts. In the process of accounting. Congratulations on winning 1,000 airlift points. The value is 5,000 points. Then it's your turn to choose the prize. The system announces the opening of the celestial treasure chest. Congratulations to the winner. On one side is a third of the world's missing seed. On the one hand, there's no bone marrow. CA just looks and thinks. According to the reward that killed Lin Tian before, in a treasure chest fell an item. It must have something to do with air travel. Maybe. What is the hidden blood of the naked aphid? I can't help but feel. It's an unexpected joy. You can raise yourself at the right time. It is easy to take 8 wild ghosts. The school gave Tay the prize. The next step is the integration process. In front of you, the whole universe appears, with images of bright lights. Like 1,000 stars in the sky, countless lights of all colors, and gathered it on the forehead of the CA school. From there, radiates a magical rainbow aura. After a while, the integration process is also quickly ended. CA school on the dark side. With a grin on her lips, I sighed and said, "This time it's nothing. Split force, SAO set breaking, as fast as possible." That's a good thing. The latest information table of the CA campus appears, with many distinct changes. CA school figure. The circle of light of the opposite destiny. The true identity of the disciples of the Tiangshan Palace. Physical. The heart of the spirit and the spirit. The 8th floor of the celestial classics. 10,000 flowers of the blessed body. The angel of heaven. Magic village. Fate value 9,000 points. Air transportation 1,880 points. The merchant system has opened the warehouse, forcing the breaking of a living particle, destroying a third of the world multiplied by Ba. Card air carrier Ba. In the back, the cup of tea cried out with a loud voice. He quickly looked straight at her. CA school smiles full of meaning. Then ask what you call me. Under the influence of the oath, He quickly changed his name to the owner. You turn around, look back, and obey. Just wait here. The school did not hesitate, or a little pity. Threw the corpse of a naked aphid aside. You come and look straight ahead. With the excitement of speaking next. Should do the main thing. In the noble chair. It's an almost midstream skeleton, with a long spear pierced through the body, and some chains red as blood wrapped. CA School calmly stood there. Look straight ahead. I seriously think in my heart. The body can pierce the phantom. They can destroy the gods like that. At least at the highest level. If you want to win, it takes a little trick. Suddenly, a yellow light appeared. In the presence of the school. I can't help but cry in shock. Up here, the bones in front start to radiate. Brilliant energy source, with the rainbow aura around. It looks amazing. A question that popped up in the head of the CA School. And yet, there's a ray of remembrance that exists right now. In the front, from inside the skeleton, a false god appeared, with the body glistening out, accompanied by confusing words scattered around. Lice reinforced fake, and school CA 4 eyes look at each other. You seem to have discovered the truth in your mind. It turns out that inheritance is saved that way. CA School with an emotionless face keeps telling itself. Follow the path. Air transportation Kai Kai will one way through the cut. Win the recognition of the secret owner. To win the rightful succession of government. Plus the magic seal, magic training. It retracts for its own use. He glanced behind him, looking at the naked body beneath the cold ground. Then think again, but now I'm just a scavenger. Air transportation Kai can also handle one can always. And then the CA School glanced straight ahead. With thought in my heart. It's more complicated than wanting to take down 8 magic monsters. Must be destroyed. The seal of this place has set. Destroy the legacy he left behind. I am reminded of the spirit. This prize will definitely not spare me. The false head suddenly spoke up. In the presence of the school. Come to me under my rule. You start thinking again. But there's a chasm here. If the situation is unfavorable, they can even destroy space to escape. Think and try. CA gently bow with 2 hands clasped up front. At the same time, he gently said yes. False reinforcement from above. Put your hand out to check the mood inside. Right at the moment, that finger points directly at the CA's forehead. He had a smirking smile on his lips, with a devious look ahead. After realizing something, even the false emboldened to make a treacherous mental comment. The dark nature. He immediately shouted out in anger. I am the light of life. I can teach you. At the same time, fake. It's a powerful source of energy. Powerful on the side of the CA School. I quickly stepped back. At the same time, create a shield to prevent violent attacks. It's coming. This power aesthetic. Look at the time when IP Chen borrowed the secret key. Not giving full force. CA Ground School, stay focused on the situation ahead. In my mind again appeared the light, Kai Dao. If we change it to something called Kai Kai Air. Is it a different kind of rejection? I know the soul of the dead is not clean. False self-interest at critical times. Afraid of dying and pretending. I've got to lower myself by bending slightly, with 2 hands in front, and say, looking forward to the future, despite its dark nature. But in the light, the government of the world is just. I want to save the student. If the predecessor assigns the succession to the senior, the evil will be revealed. Goodness absolutely does not work. Double-edged prosthetic with 2 eyes radiating energy. Fluttering like a fire. I have been practicing for 1,000 years. Don't you see your heart? Immediately, lice reinforced fake fly to the top. Then focus on unleashing power. There's a powerful energy in the back. To make it look like a blazing fire. They can burn socks, everything it touches. He shouted angrily at the Baron Jr. The deceitful spirit deceives us. The sin cannot be forgiven. The school couldn't help but respond immediately. I thought that your legacy was not equal. If it wasn't for the commandos, I'd be lazy to talk shit to you. He filled his eyes with murder. Look straight ahead. Then say, the dead should lie in the coffin. I hear arrogant words. There's no respect. The false god full of loud indignation. Self-searching for death. The fire around him was burning more and more. Next to the fake emboldened lice. Unleash Kier's intense energy. Straight to the CA campus very quickly. The school is not afraid. It's the opposite, and I'm going to make an inside joke. It's just the power of the gods. His whole body was covered in a strong suit of armor. By 5 forensic experts. Then from the outside. Can see a bright light. Glare glows through the cracks. The roof is starting to take a big hit. It started to show pretty big cracks. The smoke is constantly rising, and it's all around. CA school pretends to regret voicing regret. You are the owner of the secret. Real power emitting, you can break through your own limitations. The armor around your body is falling apart. And then fade away over time. CA school full of arrogance provocative words. It doesn't break out of the rules of the Middle Kingdom. What is this heaven? It's hard to understand false positives that raise questions. Defend France SAO. CA school just came forward and said, 8 wild ghost. This thing here is an animal tyrant. A good weapon. Not used to kill me. I also hurt you. A large spear pierced through the bones in front. Start to appear static. Lice emboldened fake seriously voiced. The 8 wild ghosts are the wild animals. Once you get out, you will destroy all of them. You want to rebel. He put an overbearing smile on his lips and replied, rebellion. Unfortunately, it's the ghost in the mouth. Hearing this, the false god could not help but say, unruly teen. From his hand, it's starting to show up as a fire-red energy. Lice emboldened fake loud screams. With a frenzied anger. Fake ghosts deserve to die. He created a crimson ball of energy in his hand. Prepare to launch out front. CA school again said provocation. The words of the old man can be deduced. What you value is light. What you deny is darkness. Come here, only embellished fake with serious face. I firmly believe that I am a fake. It was the light. My false self is the way. I immediately asked a series of questions. To manipulate the psyche. If you are honest as a human being, there is still a legacy. There are many writing agencies near the tomb. On the one hand, attracted many priests too. On the one hand, they are buried here. Because of his selfishness without any concern for life. This is the light and the path that you say. Just finished. Even the fake reinforcement immediately protested loudly. Bullshit self-ancient monk paintings, one muscle ion. Death and death are obvious. The legacy that we leave behind by reason. It should be what some of them want. CA school showed a smile full of contempt, and then we go on to ask a series of questions. This has no effect on getting it. The devil, right? This thing is for me. It is my grace. The best person I could have chosen was killed. If you use the words of the old, this is the charm and the danger of coexistence SAO. Finished listening, the false god looked through the naked corpse. Covered in blood, lies cold in the corner of the room. With indignation to the bone. Exclaimed the infamous, and then immediately hand out the fireball. Burning like the sun ahead. Fireball through the air. Like a wind coming straight into the school. CA is looking straight ahead. In the blink of an eye, your body becomes untouchable. Make all the energy from the fireball. Just like that through. The image of trying to twist the CA in front of the eyes, then disappeared in the blink of an eye, in the back. It's a massive explosion that happens with tremendous force, accompanied by orange smoke that looks extremely hot. Make the rocks soar into the air. At the same time, the bewildered glass aphid standing there was also blown away. Even the fake emboldened, extremely shocked. When you see the distorted space in front of you, he was filled with surprise in his heart. Nothing divided. Where did the force behind the CA school suddenly appear? Put your foot on the handle of the spear. I landed softly, to the great surprise of the false god. Then softly speak up to 8. With an excited and devilish smile on her lips. CA is happy to continue today. CA school tries to put hands forward, releases dark pink energy on the hands, into the remains. You say, this magic trick is the same as the gas on his body. There is also less trouble when practicing chemistry. Immediately, CA schools put all their power in one spot. And yelled, let me break. The blood-red chain around the spear. Quickly break out, in small pieces, falling out to the surprise of the false god. He was full of panic and screamed. And then a dark purple air came in. Across his face. In front of you is the CA school. It's floating and motionless above the remains. It seems like something terrible is about to happen. A fierce wind appeared. It blows everything around. Then the dark purple air flowed in the wind. Get out of the side gate. First, move outside. Everyone on the road was surprised to see it. This is a disaster. It's a disaster. Let's all turn around and run for our lives. At the same time, someone warned them to run away. Not long after, a girl in a pink suit who's got a Kier submersion through her. I cry out in pain. Everyone around you. They are also quickly affected by it. A cry that lingered in pain echoed again. Right now, the bodies of the people here are beginning to melt away. Just the clothes they were wearing at the time. The sky was murky and gray with a murky purple-black cloud. Turn it into a circle, and the castle is overcast with a thick purple air around it. Back to the inside of the room. CA school is holding the spear. On the remains in the hand. I just stood there feeling. No tiger is a magic weapon of the highest rank. It's simply about lifting the seal. It's caused such a big stir. A thought comes to mind. Its magic has formed spirit SAO. They are so angry that they almost lose control. Rush to the front. I'm going to throw my fists and scream at the same time. The stupid junior. Don't dream of carrying this thing. The school gave a smile and said it was late. He held the spear up. Out direction. This is a spear with a sharp blade. And some blood-red symbols lit up. CA school immediately rushed to attack. In the blink of an eye, you've crossed the face of a false god, standing bewildered in front. CA school on the face. Suddenly, there was a smile full of excitement, with eyes filled with murder. A blow with great force. It's unbelievable. Appeared on the wall. And then there's this terrible explosion. It causes a huge amount of dust, radiating all around. Even a false prophet can't believe his eyes. Immediately uttered no. It's impossible. You can easily control that weapon. CA school uses a gentle hand to throw a strange vase, turquoise blue out front, and say that it's the downfall of the gods anyway. Compared to just hanging around like that. He had a smile full of excitement. Let me use the vase again. Continue to fly towards the mouth of the Ra. Even emboldened fake panic asked the question. What do you want to do? Immediately, the vase radiates a source of energy towards. Wrap around the body of the fake louse and suck it inside. He could only utter a "bah." And then there's the 7-bar scream that goes on and on. The false gods are slowly swallowed up in despair. That can't be resisted. The body in the back immediately collapsed. The head, with long gray hair, falling out, rolling on the hard floor. Make the VA sounds touch up. CA School holds the spear in hand. With a sense of complacency, said a delicious weapon. It's been sealed here for tens of thousands of years. You are your future owner. It really hurts me. The owner will take you to the river 4 times. I won't let you suffer like this again. From the red stone on the wind, there was an instant glare, radiating all around. School CA. Asking a question like this is considered a yes. A summary of the CA field appears. With new changes, I can't help but look at it. 8 magic tricks are not trivial. The system has specifically opened up a space. Because at SAO then, CA School hands the spear. Just got into another space. I just looked at the system board and said to myself, it's so good. And at the same time, it's able to prevent touch of some great powers. He's a great warrior after all. The fewer people who know it, the better. Somewhere with a very beautiful, peaceful space. Right in the middle of it is the magic, sitting and practicing. She opened her eyes with a thought in her heart. It's been half an hour, and I don't know what it's like outside. She looked up anxiously and tried to speak up. The guy works really carefully. Meticulously nourish the soul of the jade, does not limit its embodiment, but not with his permission. It's my touch. You can't know the outside world. This is best avoided. Let me see his secret happen. Wrong scene in front of you. Something seems to have just changed. I can't help but wonder in the confusion. The ban is gone. She immediately reappears in the real world. Just try to keep your voice down. It's a matter related to the ceiling. I can see the scene in front of me. I also understand the whole thing. Just gently answer yes. You are full of sadness. I decided to pursue someone else's son. How it feels. How wrong is no longer so important. The opportunity to leave. Go back to the jade and leave a message. Let it go, let it go. Then he appeared right in front. Call out the prince. He knelt down and apologized to for others. The guilty man. The old guard failed. Let that beefy head escape. CA School happily laughed, looked, and saved the glass in front, and said, no matter what. She can't make it up either. What a storm. You just left. I told him and 4 others to stand up. The world's work has been solved. We should go back too. He immediately answered the officer. Others raised their heads. With a look of regret, it was a bit unbearable to go back. Walk to the door with the others. The ceiling also quickly appeared outside. They're all afraid to stand to one side. In the snow hesitantly uttered. Tried to punish CA to leave. Indifferent without caring about them. Then we all go inside. The snow asked for a glass in front. Lady who? Not really, that white boy. A glass without emotion. Point your hand forward and answer. Died trying to punish CA. When I heard her, she couldn't help but scream. Dead in front. Is that the body of the eucalyptus has cooled down after a long time lying dead on the cold floor. Then the snow spoke to the lady. Save the glass, just casually say, there's nothing left. Let snow.